Hello, welcome to another video, and today I'm going to show you two exercises that utilize the lunge movement combined with rotation. So this first one's using equipment called a Viper, which is spelled V-I-P-R. Quite a unique, sort of like a really long cylinder, very similar to a medicine ball in terms of what you can do with it. So this first movement, basically I'm having to really use all of my momentum in a rotation pattern to step forward into a lunge and then drop down into the lunge so I can get it up to my shoulder. It's almost like the clean and jerk sort of feeling, but in a lunge movement. So it's sort of cross patterning effect where I'm really generating a huge amount of strength on the trailing leg to force it up, but then having to instantly stabilize onto the standing leg. So in this leg here, a huge amount of deceleration and glute strength control on this to basically get me in this alignment of this leg here. If I just play it again, when I come back to this point, so right here you can see here my shoulders come right around, so my torso's gone into this preparation of like really swinging, a bit like, you know, what you would see with a backhand in tennis or discus or something, where I'm going to throw something. So the back leg here is actually the key. This is where all the power is being generated. That's why I have to stick my hips out backward to really be loading up the posterior chain to accelerate forward. And obviously as the movement comes out into this part, where now on my legs extended, now all of the momentum's driving diagonally across to the other side. So I'm basically now transferring all of that weight over to this side, and then this stance leg's got to decelerate and put the brakes on. So quite a clever way of going from acceleration to braking with two different patterns of movement that require a lot of control. So this thing's only 12 kilos, so it's not very heavy, but it's awkward. It's the awkwardness, the long lever of it, that really forces a huge degree of work into the abdominal region. Now if I wanted to regress that, I'll come down, I'll get more leverage coming from high to low, and this time I'll use a cable. So I'm still using the legs to create the acceleration and the movement, I suppose, but because it's going top to low or top down, I don't really need a significant amount of leg strength, but I do need quite a fair degree of stability and control. So because right here, when that's where the easy part, where I've come through here and my obliques are doing all the twisting. It's this part where I'm in that phase there where this leg's in the air, and this one's really having to control me stepping back, because the cable wants to rip back to the machine. So I have to keep some pretty good stability on this side so that this stance leg can move backward and forwards all the time. So it's more of a stability exercise, you could say, than a strength exercise. Again, very similar to the movements you see in tennis and things like that, but it has a relationship to most sports movements, and very much activating slings, so useful for people with lateral pelvic tilting problems, muscular imbalances where there's one side favouring and compensating all the time. These exercises are great for evening that out. It's not necessarily always the strength that's the problem, it's the timing, the interaction with each other, all the different joints, muscles, body position. And you'll notice when every time I do these, or if I just play it back for you, just how low I really get, even in this point where I'm setting up. See, I'm not standing up dead straight. I've got like this knee bent, I've got the hip back, I'm always in this athletic position, because if I stand up straight, I have no control over this. Cable is going to rip me over backwards, over sideways, so I'll have no control. And then when I want to be really strong, I'll drop low, so my center of gravity gets low, and now I have an immense amount of strength. So it's way more controlled at this bottom point than the top point. All right, but there's two really clever ways of incorporating complex movements in their own right into combining them together to create like really good efficient movement. These are very highly core demanding. Most people would think it's planks and all that sort of stuff that does the most, but it's really these ones that demand the perfect timing and alignment. So you really can't be stiff as a board, but you have to create stiffness at the perfect point or it all goes pear-shaped on you. So, alright, so I hope you enjoy that video. We'll see you in the next one.